Hey guys, and welcome to the first ever review on this channel, and it's going to be about ECW Barely Legal 1997, my first ECW pay-per-view. Now I wanted to do this because a lot of people want reviews over ECW. No one's really done them, so I wanted to do them. I gave the matches ratings 1 through 5. I also added little segments. I'll talk about the pay-per-view. Basically, I want to do ECW pay-per-views. I'm going to start reviewing them, starting from the earliest, moving up to the oldest, using the WWE Network. So you hear me talk about theme songs and stuff, which is really weird. It didn't really make much sense to me, and people mentioning that until the main event. It made a lot of sense. If you watch Barely Legal on the WWE Network, Terry Funk has the weirdest theme song at the end of the pay-per-view. I'll tell you there right now. So I have headphones on. I don't know why, but I did write stuff down because I didn't want to forget things. So the first match was the Dudley Boys versus the Eliminators. Which Eliminators, if people don't know who the Eliminators were, because a lot of people know who the Dudley Boys are, but if you're not a fan of ECW, you've never checked out ECW, the Eliminators are actually a guy named John Cronus and Saturn. I don't believe John Cronus went on to do anything, but don't quote me on that. Anywhere else besides, any big company besides ECW, which I don't know if you want to consider ECW a big company. Breakthrough company, I guess is what I would call ECW. So the Eliminators beat the Dudley Boys. They win the tag team titles. And opening of the show, Joey Styles opened the show, and then Dudley's came down and interrupted him, and then that's what started the pay-per-view. A real big feeling opening the show, though, with Joey Styles and kind of talking about, being their first pay-per-view and all that. Pretty cool. The match probably was like a 2. It wasn't the greatest, but it was interesting. The match was cool. It was fast, exciting. That's all you can really say about the match. It was just a decent match. Cool spots. That's about it. Then after that, there was a Sandman montage, which is really awesome. I'm thinking it was supposed to be the Inner Sandman theme song here, but they had some kind of weird theme song instead replaced. After this, Chris Candido, who you may know from WWF during that time when he was Skip, went after the Bloody Donnas. Sorry, I had to move my mouse there. And Chris Candido was injured at the time, I guess, the first pay-per-view. Now, I don't know when he passed, but he did pass at some point. Probably like a year or so after this. I'm guessing. I don't remember exactly what year he passed, but I know he passed. He died a little bit later. Probably, I don't know. I guess I'll find out watching the pay-per-views. They'll talk about it probably. He was injured. He couldn't be at the pay-per-view. You'll see him later. If you watch the pay-per-view, he ends up showing up later. What match was he in? I can't remember which one he was in. Yeah, I can't remember. Anyway, after that, Chris Candido was supposed to face Lance Storm at the pay-per-view. So there was a replacement. Lance Storm took on RVD. RVD was the replacement. Now, setting the time for this, and going into these reviews, you got to think about this, is that I'm going into these blind. I don't know what the, I don't know the storylines going into it, so everything I'm learning directly on these pay-per-views, so you got to think about that in that respect. And when I go do WWE, it's going to be the same way. WCW, same way. I won't know the storylines. I'm just going by the matches, and anything I learn storyline-wise during the pay-per-view is going to help me, and it kind of draws it in. Like, it makes the pay-per-view timeless as well. And that's something good for a pay-per-view. So this was when RVD was going to the WWE. I think this was the last pay-per-view he was going to be at. Now we all know he goes back to ECW later on, but this was his first run. I think it's Mr. Monday Night in WWE. I think he only stays there like less. I think he's only there like 3 months or so, and then they just send him right back. He comes back to ECW. But like I said, I don't know. I may find that out, or if you guys know, comment down below, whatever. But the match was a really good match. It was pretty good. I would probably give it a 3. I mean, I've seen better matches with RVD. Lance is okay. I know he's better than this, but for some reason this match, I don't think it was like super great. I give it a 3. And this is like out of a 5 system, 1 to 5. After this, there wasn't anything else. They talked about this was going to be an international 6-man tag, and guys from Michinoku Pro, which I have no idea if they're still going on or if they're still a promotion. But we saw Taka Michinoku, who you know from WWE. He had a run with them. And then there was Men's Tioh. I'm probably going to butcher these names. But his nickname was like Terry Boy because he liked Terry Funk. And Dick Togo. And they were going to took on the great Sasuke and Grand Hamada, and this one's going to be an odd one, Yakaciji, I think is his name. This was an epic match, a match I've never heard of, ever. Never heard anybody mention this match. Unbelievable match. If we probably had to pick of all the matches on the card, this one and another one that I'm going to talk about later on was the best match on the card. And this is the one, I believe. Yeah, this is probably, by my ratings that I'm looking at there, this was the best match on the card. So definitely, if you've never seen Barely Legal 1997, check it out for this match. I'd say it's the best match on the card. Insane match. There was a lot of spots. It was a spot fest, but I mean, it was just a great match in general. Men's Tioh had some great moves. Taka Michinoku, Yakaciji got screwed up so bad during this match. He looks like he just got train wrecked. Everybody looks like they got like killed at one point during the match though. So I mean, everybody got their hits in. Everybody looked strong in the match. It was just incredible. RVD did beat Lance Storm. I don't think I pointed that out. Forgot to. Great Sasuke, Grand Hamada, Yakaciji, they won the match. And also they made Taka and Men's Teo and Dick Togo, they were part of like BWO for some reason. I have no idea. They're probably just trying to make some kind of storyline somewhat going into this. Whatever. After this, you got a Stevie Richards promo. It was a great promo. Like, I've seen Stevie Richards, and we've all seen him probably in the WWE. If you grew up, if you've seen anything in that era from Raw, probably the best promo I've ever heard out of that guy. I mean, this is just the first pay-per-view. Who knows? I may probably see more. And I mean, it was a great promo. Then we get Franchise versus Pitbull #2. Franchise with Francine. This was hard to watch. This almost had me shutting off the pay-per-view. I almost didn't get through it tonight. It's the worst match on the card, by far, I think. Let me see here. Yeah. It's the worst match on the card. It was horrendous. Pitbull #2 sucks. I hope to God I don't see any more singles matches with him on a pay-per-view. He is horrendous. He could not do anything. He looked worse than the Big Show, and that's saying something. That was pretty bad. It was really bad. Franchise, Shane Douglas wins the match. I gave it a 2. It was horrible. It was It was worse than the Dudleys, but what saved it was the storyline. the storyline. Shane Douglas talked at the beginning and he talked at the end. Bunch of bullshit ensued. Brian Lee unmasked, which was supposed to be some kind of storyline at the point. Rick Rude was in the ring. Late great Rick Rude. Trying to read what the hell I wrote down here. Oh, what the world? Oh, Gary Wolf. There was a storyline with Gary Wolf during this that Gary Wolf got his neck broken by Shane Douglas. He was on at ringside. At some point during the match, he jumped the rails and was attacking Shane Douglas. That was just a note I wrote on here. So I mean, the match is horrible. It's like a 3 with the storyline, but really, I mean, probably sitting at a 2.5 is probably where I would put it. That's probably where I'll put it. After that match, we get a Raven promo. I'm a Raven mark. I am a Raven unbelievable mark. I love Raven. He could probably take a crap on the toilet and film it, and I would probably think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. So I can't say anything about the Raven promo. It was a Raven promo. It's good. After that, they go to a Taz promo with Bill Alfonso. I like Taz. Promo was kind of too long, but anyway, they were like spacing, pausing like way too long before words, and it was just annoying and irritated the shit out of me. So then after the Taz promo, of course, we get what they called the grudge match of the century. It was Taz with Bill Alfonso versus Sabu. Incredible match. I mean, this match was, I gave it a 3.5. There was just some moments where I think it could have been better. I would have gave it a 4. I mean, it'd be damn hard to get a 5. If I want to keep this rating system really legitimate, 3.5 is probably, I mean, there's some points where it's like kind of slow, and it was just like, what in the world are they doing? And you can just tell, like, either one, they were hurt, or they were wrestling hurt, and they were just trying to give time to get up and all that jazz. But points it was dragging, it was slow, they were trying to set up spots. It kind of, to me, it was kind of like a spot fest to me, but I mean, it was okay. It was good. I like it. Now, I do want to tell you, I do love ECW. I do like all the characters from ECW. I didn't really ever follow it back then, so this is interesting to be able to go back and review it and talk about the matches and things like that. Taz, Sabu, great match. Enjoyed it. Taz won. At the end, it was a bunch of crap went on. RVD came down and attacked Taz after Sabu and Taz shook hands. And then Sabu helped RVD whoop Taz's ass. It was Bill Alfonso turned on Taz. Pretty good storyline on the show. At this point, Dreamer and Beulah joined the announce team. Not sure how much effect that had on it. It only had an effect near the end. We got Stevie Richards and Sandman versus Terry Funk. This match I gave a 2.5. It wasn't really the best match ever. And here at the end, it was all storyline-wise. It was all storyline with Terry Funk winning the ECW World Heavyweight Championship and Tommy Dreamer giving up a spot for Terry Funk to be in this match. The winner of the Stevie Richards versus Sandman versus Terry Funk would go on to face Raven directly after the match. So it was a rough match. They beat the shit out of each other. Terry Funk won. I gave it a 2.5. It's hard. I mean, when you got Stevie Richards, which he mainly got his ass kicked. He got a few shots in for the most part. He got his ass kicked. Terry Funk the same way. Sandman was the guy who did most of the offense. He got his ass kicked every once in a while. But, it was basically Sandman got the most offense. Terry Funk was like second. Richard just got his ass kicked. He got a few kicks in, but I mean, it was pretty, one-sided. Funk gets the win crazily with a moonsault, I believe. That's what it was. He eliminated Richards, and then he eliminated Sandman with, I believe, Richards' help. I think what it was. I think that's what it was. I just watched it, and I totally just forgot. Anyways, doesn't matter. Terry Funk wins. So Raven versus Terry Funk in the main event for the World Championship. So the So this match, Raven vs. Terry Funk, was a bunch of bullshit. There was basically no match. They wrestled minimal before havoc ensued. Um, they wrestled for a little bit. Raven grabs the microphone. He's yelling shit at Tommy Dreamer, how he's gonna beat Terry Funk, and they're gonna end his career. And they'd set up 3 tables underneath the announce booth, and they were gonna do it right in front of him. The whole story with that is Dreamer said he wasn't gonna interfere. He wasn't gonna interfere in the match to help Terry. Sorry. Oh, there we go. That's the yawn. Okay. But then Dreamer gets pissed, and all of a sudden, Big Dick Dudley, who I've never seen in my life, I've heard the name, he comes out, attacks Dreamer, getting ready to put him through the 3 tables, and Dreamer puts Big Dick Dudley through the 3 tables. So that was cool. That was interesting. After that, then havoc ensues in the ring. Dreamer comes down to the ring, beating up Raven, all this other stuff. Dreamer hits his DDT, I think, on a chair, and Funk pins Raven for the World Championship. So with storyline, the match was probably like a 2.5. I would give it a 2.5, but honestly, it's probably more like the match was like a 1.5 because there was no match. It was just pure storyline. And, you know, that's what kind of like this main event and the 3-way dance was just, you know, it was whatever. But they mask it really well. That's what the WWF or WWE cannot do today. So totally the pay-per-view, good show. I mean, it's probably, I mean, it's a pay-per-view you wouldn't feel disappointed in watching because it's a good show. It's a great introduction to ECW. You get introduced to a lot of the main characters. You see some of the side characters, so you kind of get introduced to a lot of the characters on the show. So it's pretty interesting. So if you have the WWE Network, definitely go check out this pay-per-view. Come back, comment, tell me what you think about the show. See if you think my ratings are on par. Now remember, I'm going 1 through 5. So if you're doing like a 1 to 10 system, just kind of average it out. But you know, think about a 5. 5 is like, you know, Shawn Michaels, Brett at like WrestleMania 12, you know, or, you know, Steamboat Flair at, you know, one of their big matches, you know. You know, it has to be something really amazing to get a 5. So from 1 to 5, these matches, and everyone knows ECW was not known to have like 5-star classics unless it involved like RVD and Jerry Lynn and, you know, there's some other ones. But hope you enjoyed this review. I'm going to continue to do them, and I will do a rating system for all the matches. I'm going to put this in the comment feed if you want to see my match ratings, and the ones I kind of gave you kind of mixed things, I'll actually give you my final grade on them. I did not grade the promos. I didn't think that was really necessary. I told you if they were good or not. That's about it. But yeah, and I'm not going to give you, well, I guess I could say who won, but whatever. You should know who won. You can look it up. I may put like Taz defeats Sabu and then put like the rating, whatever like that. Anyway, hope you like the review. Anything you would like me to add to my reviews, definitely let me know. Subscribe, comment, like the video, and hope you like my next reviews on the new Breakdown channel. Thanks for watching. Keep on rocking. Keep on rolling. Wrestling forever. Okay, that was really stupid. I won't do that again. Alright, later, people.